KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. The all-new 2018 Kona by Hyundai, available at Cars Plus. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Ahead on Primetime, a deadly hit-and-run in Agate leaves investigators looking to the community for assistance. Plus, a former corrections officer accused of smuggling drugs into the prison cuts a deal with the government. And another win for local contractors and the Contractors Association in the H-2B labor case.
Half a day and good evening.
The search is ongoing for the driver behind the wheel of a car that hit and killed a man in Agate early Sunday. Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Aurelio Espinola confirms the man died from a crushed chest and skull fracture. However, he is listed as a John Doe, meaning Espinola does not have the victim's name. Investigators say the victim was walking along Route 2 near Nimitz Beach when the accident occurred, but the driver is still nowhere to be found. The unidentified man was rushed to Naval Hospital, where he was pronounced dead just before 7 a.m. on Sunday. Authorities have yet to confirm if they have any leads or suspects. If you have any information about the incident, please call Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP. That's 4357.
Developing news late today, first responders making their way to Gun Beach in Tumon around 5 this evening to a call of distressed swimmers. Now, GFD officials say that the 911 call reports the distressed swimmers were last seen needing help off the reef. The Coast Guard also called to assist. At last check, 2 snorkelers had been picked up by first responders and taken to the Higanya Boat Basin.
Authorities have yet to release the condition of a 49-year-old woman airlifted to the hospital after being swept out over the reef. First responders rushed to the beach area near Tengisan and Lost Pond Sunday afternoon after witnesses lost sight of the woman. They say she was swept out over the reef. Guam Fire, the Coast Guard, and HSC-25 searched both land and sea for more than an hour before locating her and pulling her out. CPR was performed as she was taken by helicopter to Naval Hospital. Now, we should note the National Weather Service has issued a high surf advisory for our area that will last through 6 o'clock Wednesday night.
1 week since Airman First Class Bradley Hale was found dead inside the base quarters at Anderson Air Force Base, and investigators have yet to release new details of the investigation. A pathologist was flown in from Kadena Air Base in Okinawa to perform it at the Naval Hospital last Friday. The results of that would determine the military's next move of whether or not to charge the suspect they have in custody. As reported, the Montgomery, Texas native was found dead last Tuesday. Initial reports indicate he had been stabbed. His mother took to social media following her son's death, stating, quote, "It's with a sad, heavy heart that the world has to say goodbye to my firstborn. I do not have words to describe what my world is like right now, and I cannot imagine my life without him. Rest in peace, my sweet pea." Hale was deployed to Guam from Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana. McDonald's, Taco Bell, and pizza. No, he wasn't eating fast food on the job, but using the packaging from those restaurants to conceal prison contraband.
Yes, Nick. In court today, a former prison guard entered a plea agreement with the government, but it's what Judge Anita Sokola says is too sweet a deal. During a change of plea hearing for former corrections officer Shane Anthony Cruz. The 24-year-old pleaded guilty to 3 counts of criminal facilitation to deliver a Schedule II controlled substance as a third-degree felony and 3 counts of official misconduct as a misdemeanor. Back in November 2016, on 3 separate occasions, Cruz smuggled contraband, both the drug ice and cell phones, into the prison for delivery to an unnamed inmate. The items were concealed in bags of McDonald's, Taco Bell, and pizza boxes. In court on Monday, Judge Sokola commented on the government's leniency. The plea deal states Cruz faces minimal jail time, anywhere from 0 to 3 years max, as each charge will run concurrently. Even if the court ordered time behind bars, the deal states he'd be placed on house arrest or an alternative method of confinement instead. Judge Sokola stating, quote, "I don't know about that. We'll see. What a sweet deal, AG. So if I were to lock him up at jail, it's not going to be at jail," end quote. The court noting she'd take the matter under advisement during sentencing at a later date. But the leniency doesn't stop there. The deal outlines a $1,000 fine plus court costs. Judge Sokola in response stated, quote, Is that all he's going to pay? $1,000 for 6 counts, adding up to $18,000 and only a $1,000 fine, end quote. Though Cruz had appealed his termination from DOC with the Civil Service Commission, the court noted today that pleading guilty to an official misconduct charge means he would no longer be allowed to work for the government of Guam. His remaining charges, promotion of major prison contraband, receiving bribes, and destruction of evidence, will be dismissed. We should note the plea deal requires he fully cooperate with the government. A sentencing hearing will be scheduled at a later date.
Not all of the defendants charged in last year's murder at the prison want to go to trial together. Prosecution, in the response to motions to sever filed by Albert Santos II, Andrew Rios Jr., and Benster Benjamin, argues a joint trial not only promotes efficiency, but also serves the interest of justice by avoiding the scandal and inequity of inconsistent verdicts. As reported, Idrit Manson Isar was found dead in his jail cell. An autopsy revealed he was brutally beaten. 6 detainees were charged with his murder, while Rios is charged with rape. Also pending before the court is defense's motion for the jury to view the crime scene. In prosecution's response, they state it is, quote, premature to determine the necessity of having to contact the Department of Corrections and set up a time for when they can clear out an entire housing block, end quote. A motion hearing set for next Monday will determine if trial will start as scheduled on Friday the 13th.
They're accused of stealing hundreds of dollars worth of corned beef, Spam, and white rice from multiple stores. Police arresting them after they were caught on camera. Eric Lee Kangat Flores, Leslie Joe Cruz Rugati, Edna Embido Fortes, and Steve Soriano Sandoval are each charged with retail theft as a third-degree felony and retail theft as a misdemeanor. The total of the items taken equal nearly $900. Court documents state the alleged thefts occurred at stores in Tumuning and Dededo. The suspects caught on the store's video surveillance allegedly stealing the items, including cases of oxen palm corned beef, Spam, and a variety of bags of rice. Flores appeared in court over the weekend, while the 3 others have since been released from custody.
Police were responding to a complaint in Orchard on Easter Sunday when they found drugs. Charlie Titano is charged with possession of a Schedule II controlled substance and drug possession with intent to deliver. The responding officers searched the suspect's truck, finding plastic straws with the drug ice. They also found 2 glass pipes, packaging material, and several small plastic straws. Another man admitted to police that they were about to smoke the drugs when the officer showed up.
Another day in the drug case against Raymond Martinez and Juanita Moser today, but you could say it felt more like the government's key witness, Henry Alvendia, was on trial, as defense's questioning focused on his criminal past.
These tactics brought on to ultimately impeach him as the government's witness. Keani Mendiola has the latest from the district court.
A major drug case against a couple accused of trying to smuggle 8 pounds of meth from California to Guam continued in district court today. Raymond Martinez and Juanita Moser appeared before Judge Francis Tidinko Gatewood, as Moser's defense, David Lujan, continued in his line of questioning against the prosecution's witness, Henry Alvendia. Lujan began recounting Alvendia's corrupt actions as a Guam customs officer, involving the selling of confiscated goods to local business owners, Ruel and Lydia Valencia, from 2010 to 2015. This eventually leading to a criminal indictment being handed down against Alvendia in April 2015, and his subsequent resignation that same year. But Lujan suggests that certain circumstances made possible by the government are what enabled his cooperation in the operation against the defendants, such as his attainment of a federal public defender, even though he possessed a significant amount of money and assets. The initial sealing of the indictment against him, which he did not have to disclose to Guam Customs, allowing him to retain all of his benefits, including the ability to reapply for his previous position in 2019, and ultimately discretion by the U.S. Attorney's Office in his own criminal sentence, all of which defense claims Alvendia was given in exchange for his cooperation. The defense team is arguing for impeachment of the prosecution's star witness, in addition to their entrapment defense. Trial will resume on Tuesday. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Keani Mendiola.
Stick around for more news here on Primetime.
You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half a day, I'm in the club.
They don't want these coming out. Mexican spices, nacho cheese sauce.
Critics and fans agree, nacho fries are a masterpiece. It'll change the way you look at fries, craves The Hollywood Reporter. Nacho fries, now serving at a Taco Bell near you.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Another win for local contractors and the Contractors Association in the H-2B labor case. District Court Chief Judge Francis Tedinko Gatewood has granted a motion for class certification. The ruling applies to those companies whose petitions for temporary foreign workers were denied or were set for denial. They now join a group of companies who won their lawsuit that requires the USCIS to revert back to a policy where petitions were routinely approved based on temporary need. The contractors sued after an apparent policy change beginning in 2016, where nearly 100% of H-2B applications were denied. The federal government has appealed, but in the meantime, Judge Gatewood's ruling remains in effect.
Testimony was divided on a bill to increase so-called sin taxes. The measure seeks to raise more than $9 million for the hospital's Healthy Future funds.
But as Nestor LaConta reports, it would also end up boosting consumer prices on beer, hard liquor, and cigarettes.
Authored by Speaker B.J. Cruz, it was opposed by Frank Shimizu of Wholesaler Ambrose, who did the math that shows a 43% increase in the tax on beer, 39% on spirits, and 33% on cigarettes and other tobacco products. Meanwhile, Ricardo Dueña, CFO of distributor ST Corporation, says before raising taxes, the government needs to fix collection and distribution of the money.
If we're collecting $25 million now and we're only giving less than $4 million in Guam Memorial Hospital, who has been crying for years that they need adequate funding, that's unconscionable. So let's raise taxes and we'll give them some more. All you're doing is hurting the economy, you're hurting small businesses, you're hurting our tourism market.
He says raising the taxes will only encourage more black market sales and military purchases, which aren't taxed by GovGuam. But the proposal drew support from those in the medical field, not only because it helps the hospital, but because they view it as an appropriate way to raise funds for public health care. Dr. Annette David.
Raising tobacco taxes does not lead to business closures. Instead, the World Bank has shown that raising tobacco taxes is an efficient way of raising government revenue while providing a health benefit to the population. And the same principles apply to raising taxes on alcoholic beverages.
The tax would take effect immediately if it is signed into law. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Meanwhile, the hearing was also held on yet another proposed tax hike. The bill, also by Speaker Cruz, would raise taxes on real property improvements. The measure drawing support from the Bankers Association, represented by Bank of Guam economist Joe Bradley. He says our property tax rates are among the lowest in the nation, and like other jurisdictions, the revenue should go towards supporting public education.
These funds will be devoted exclusively to the Department of Education's facilities and building maintenance, as both have sadly been neglected in the past. We are taking a neutral stand with regard to the repeal of the referendum process that is currently required to obtain voter approval of any tax increase. However, in light of the Attorney General's opinion that the referendum process is not needed, we have no objection to its elimination.
The measure raises the tax on improvements from 7/18 of 1% to 7/9 of 1%. It also creates a new GDOE building maintenance fund, which would split the money with the Territorial Education Facilities Fund.
Gubernatorial hopefuls are gearing up for a debate on decolonization. The debate is part of the One Guam initiative spearheaded by UOG's 2018 spring graduating candidates for the Masters of Public Administration. Students hoping to ask politicians questions and bring awareness to Guam's struggle with self-determination. Governor candidates on Monday took their pick for podium placement for the May 8th debate to be held at the university.
Well, the final blue moon of 2018 lit up the sky this past weekend, so what better way to check out the spectacle than to combine it with a glass of Blue Moon beer? That's what Dozens did. Blue Moon Brewing Company held a Taste of Blue Moon event at the Guam Museum Saturday night. And along with the drinks, participants were able to pair it with some good food as well as enjoy live music and art. The next time sky watchers could see another blue moon in the sky, Halloween 2020.
Sports is next, but here's your island weather.
We only have 30 seconds to describe the newest specialty flavor in the Signature Crafted Recipes collection by McDonald's, Garlic White Cheddar. It's layered with a slice of smooth, perfectly melty white cheddar cheese, a crunchy medley of tasty, crispy garlic chips, a dramatic drizzle of smooth, delicious, and flavorful, delectably creamy garlic aioli, all come together with a mouth-wateringly juicy tomato slice and crisp iceberg lettuce atop crispy buttermilk chicken on a soft, warm artisan roll. Luckily, you can take all the time you need to savor every bite. The Signature Crafted Recipes collection by McDonald's.
We're celebrating our 135th anniversary today, both in the outlying regions on which we hub and also here in Guam itself. It means so much to our team here in Guam. It means a lot to us in the Matson management team, because what it says is we're here to stay. It's a real physical manifestation of our commitment to this region. It's so important that we hire locally, we develop talent locally, we train locally. What's been a wonderful addition to our approach there is that many of the people who started off in Guam have gone off into significant leadership roles elsewhere in the company.
This is our headquarters here in Guam in Micronesia. And when we talk about putting down our roots, it's not just doing business, it's about everything we do with our friends, our customers, and our employees. I believe that nobody can replicate what we do, and that's why we have such a great team and such a great service and why we're successful. This is our home, this is our life, and we're happy to make a difference in everyone else's life.
Medium Pizza Hut pizzas just $8.99 each.
Did they say Pizza Hut?
For $8.99?
Yes, and yes.
Yes.
Introducing the deal you want on the pizza you crave. 2 medium pizzas, just $8.99 each. No one out pizzas the hut.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. Notre Dame and Mississippi State taken to the hardwood for this year's NCAA Women's Championship game. We'll get to those highlights in just a bit, but first off, some gymnastics for you. Check it out. Big shout out to Ayana Flores Regis for taking home 2 gold medals in the USA Gymnastics Junior Olympics Level 7 Maryland State Comp. She took gold in the floor and beam and a bronze in the all-around. When she was 7, she was the Alaska State all-around champion as a Level 3 gymnast. At 8 years old, she competed as a Level 4 and was North Dakota's champion in the all-around. At 9 years old, she was a Level 5, North Dakota silver on the floor and bronze in the all-around. Her 2019 goals, complete Level 8 and finish at Level 9. Congratulations to Dominic Gadia for becoming one of Asia's newest AFC C coaching instructors after passing all examinations and receiving positive evaluations from other instructors. As announced via AFC correspondence to Guam Football Association, Gadia, GFA's Coach Education Development Officer, is Guam's first and only homegrown AFC C coaching instructor. With his new credential, Gadia is now qualified to conduct AFC C license courses independently in Guam and across Asia. Keeping with soccer news, the University of Guam's men's soccer team remains in 4th place in the Guam Football Association's Budweiser Premier League. Isla de Ladrones FC moved into 1st place with their undefeated record at 11-0. The Rovers FC and Islanders FC are tied for 2nd with 30 points. UOG comes in 4th with 28. The Tritons play again on Wednesday, April 11th at 7 p.m. against the Bank of Guam Strikers at the GFA National Training Center. NCAA women's basketball title game, Notre Dame and Mississippi State tied at 45 in the 4th quarter when the Fighting Irish go up by 2. With under 9 minutes to go in the game, Tiara McCown put the Bulldogs up by 4, getting the putback to go after Vivian's missed on the baseline jumper. McCown fouled out but finished the game with a double-double, 18 points, 17 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Mississippi State led 58-53 with 1 minute and 54 seconds left in regulation. Big 3-point shot by Rashonda Johnson, her only basket of the game, to put the crowd on their feet. Tied at 58 with 3 seconds left on the clock, Notre Dame inbounding the ball, looking to put the game in the hands of Enrique Ogunbowale, the player who hit the eventual game-winning shot that knocked out UConn from the Final Four. Ogunbowale struggled in the 4th quarter but closed out the game when she needed to, hitting the 3-pointer from the corner. Game over. Notre Dame crowned champions with the 61-58 win. Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
Every time I travel, there's something from home that I can't leave without. I take my Docomo Pacific Data to Go to share my stories in Taiwan, check subway routes in Tokyo, be my food guide in Hong Kong, meet new friends in the Philippines, make updates in the States, find my way around Korea, and check out all the cool shows in Singapore. It's the data I have in all the places I love for only $10 a day. Data to Go from Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Guam is more than a tiny island in the Pacific. This magical place is where I call home. This island inspires me to learn and explore what's around me. It teaches me that there are no shortcuts in life and that the long way home may just be the scenic route. And that even the dirt roads can lead you to beautiful destinations.
Celebrate the magic of Southern Guam on the Talafofo River at the Valley of the Lady River Festival 3 on April 7th and the 8th. Explore the Talafofo River on a riverboat, tour our pineapple plantation, ride a carabao, fly on traditional canoes, throw a talaza, feast on delicious chamorro food, enjoy cultural dancing and local entertainment all day long. Canoe carvers, artists, farmers, and traditional healers will celebrate with us from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. Celebrating Southern Guam is presented by the mayors of Talafofo and Inarajan, GBB, Foodies, Midpack, Pepsi, Takagi & Associates, Kloppenberg Enterprises, Jungle Riverboat, and the stations of KUAM. Visit valleyoftheLady.com or call 789-3342 for information. Advanced ticket sales available at all Foodies locations. $20 for adults, $10 for students. Seniors 65 and over and children 5 and below are free of charge.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy birthday, Gilbert Kitchicho, Jervin Aldana Aquino. Happy birthday also going out to you. Happy second birthday, Catalina J. Garcia. We love you so very much, our chunky monkey, coming from the whole family. Ethan Michael Rosario, happy 4th birthday. We love you from the family. Also, happy birthday to Roland Tanayan. And happy belated birthday to Ann Teresa Blambabauta. Birthday shout out coming from the whole family. Happy blessed birthday. We love you to the moon and back. Also, happy belated to Eric Matthew Soto Cruz. And happy belated, Kimberly Uggan.
Remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birthday.
Right, that easy. That's going to do it for us here on the news desk, but stay tuned. We've got something magical coming up on Cruising with KUAM.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E.
Buy with confidence is the Triple J Advantage. 1 year maintenance, 1 year tire and rim protection, key replacement, and $700 coupon book with every new vehicle purchase. Only at Triple J. Customers first.
Half a day, Nick Delgado here with another edition of Cruising with KUAM. We're going to take a tour around with the Zubricks here from the Sandcastle inside Triple J's Mazda 6 Grand Touring Car. Let's take a ride. Hey guys.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Chris, Ryan, how y'all doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Great, great. So the past couple of months have been, would you say, somewhat of a roller coaster since receiving this recognition and this award?
It's been exciting, to say the least, absolutely. Having Tony Hassini, the CEO and chairman of the International Magician Society, come to Guam and present us with the Merlin Award was unbelievable. Very cool.
Yeah, and the award, what makes it so prestigious in itself?
Well, it's an international award. The board of directors received submissions from magicians from all over the world presenting their shows, and the award is based on showmanship, talent, originality, and skill. And we were chosen for the best family magic show, which we're quite proud of because we want to present a show that is for children and adults, and something the whole entire family can enjoy together.
Right.
Some of the past recipients have been David Copperfield, Siegfried and Roy, Chris Angel, so all these people that we look up to and looked up to as kids and watched on TV when we were young. So it's really amazing to be in that long list of professional magicians.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, speaking of just being young and being having that passion for magic, I remember the story goes back to just having a magic kit or a toy of sorts where you guys they piqued your interest.
Right.
Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, sure. So that's how I got started in magic, back when they actually put toys in cereal boxes. I don't know if you remember that period of time. But yeah, I found a magic trick in the bottom of my cereal box, and I thought it was amazing. It was fun, something that I would show my friends and my family, and they couldn't figure out how it was done. So I really built up my self-esteem, and it kind of took off from there. After that, I started doing birthday parties, family events, things of that sort. And then I started going around to restaurants in the area. This is before I could drive, so my parents would drive me to these restaurants, and I'd go table to table, doing close-up card tricks, coin tricks, that kind of thing. And then kind of progressed, and the show got bigger from there. So that's how I got started.
Yeah, I have a similar story. My grandparents bought me a magic kit for my birthday when I was like, I think 6 years old. And I was just in love with it, and I did all the tricks for my friends at school, and then started doing little shows for my family. And then I wanted to get into the big illusions, like I was watching on TV that David Copperfield and Lance Burton were doing. So my dad and I would build illusions together, and they helped, you know, like Chris drive me around to do shows. And then eventually, fast forwarding, I went to Michigan State University, and I was doing shows as I was going to school, and Chris was living in the area, and we were double booked for the same show, and that's how we met each other.
Wow.
So we showed up at the event and realized, oh, there's two magicians here, so instead of squabbling over the limelight, we just combined our shows, and the result was remarkable. The rest is history.
Right. And how long before you guys made your way to this region?
So we came out to Saipan in 2007.
Okay.
And we originally came out for a 2-year engagement with the Sandcastle Dinner Theater, the Hyatt Regency in Saipan. And we loved it so much, we fell in love with the island and the venue, and we extended again and again, and we ended up staying there 7.5 years. And then
from the 2-year contract.
From the 2-year contract, 7.5 years. And then the company decided to move us to Guam 3 years ago. And we love Guam just as much as we love Saipan. The venue's larger here. This seats about 500.